Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about something a lot of you have asked for. What really happens when a longtime Linux user finally switches to macOS in 2025? I went deep into real user stories from people who made the jump in the last year or two, some with M1, M2, M3, and even M4 machines running macOS Tahoe. No sponsored fluff, no fanboy takes, just the honest good, bad, and surprising parts. Let's go. First, the most common reasons people left Linux for macOS. They got tired of constant tinkering. After years of fixing high DPI scaling, Wi-Fi drivers, sleep-wake issues, or random kernel updates breaking things, many just wanted a computer that works every morning. Battery life became non-negotiable. Several daily drivers went from 3 to 4 hours on high-end Linux laptops to 12 to 18 hours on an M2 or M4 MacBook. That alone was enough for some to switch. They do creative work or iOS development. Final Cut, Logic, Xcode, or even just tight integration with an iPhone made the Apple ecosystem too useful to ignore. Work gave them a Mac. A surprising number said their company issued an M-series laptop and they never went back to their personal Linux machine. Now, the stuff people instantly loved. Sleep actually works. Close the lid, open it a week later, still 98% battery and instantly awake. Trackpad gestures are on another level. Scrolling, three-finger app switching, mission control, it feels magical after using Linux touchpads. Font rendering and high DPI scaling are perfect out of the box. No more blurry Electron apps or fractional scaling nightmares. The speakers blow away almost every Linux laptop they owned. AirPods and iPhone handoff is stupidly convenient once you're in. The things that shocked people in a good way. You can do 95% of Linux things anyway. Homebrew, iTerm2 and ZSH, VS Code, Docker Desktop, Podman, or even DistroBox or Asahi Linux in a VM if you really miss it. Window management got way better with Rectangle, Yabai with SIP partially disabled, or the built-in tiling in Tahoe. Updates almost never break anything. One person said, "I forgot software updates could be boring instead of terrifying." Okay, now the complaints, because there are plenty. The price, obviously. Many felt the hardware is overpriced compared to Framework, 7672, or high-end ThinkPads. You can't truly replace everything. Tiling window managers exist, but they're never quite as snappy or native feeling as i3 or Hyperland. Some still miss the AUR and cutting-edge packages. Homebrew is great, but it's slower and has fewer packages. Customization is limited. Changing the dock, menu bar, or system accents requires third-party tools and sometimes disabling SIP. Gaming is still behind. Yes, the M-series chips are beasts, but game compatibility and Proton layers aren't there yet for many titles. Right-click, new folder is still missing in 2025. You have to use keyboard shortcuts or third-party fixes. The I miss Linux moments people mention the most. No native package manager that feels as clean as apt or DNF. Having to pay for some software that's free on Linux, like good video editors or DAWs. Occasional driver weirdness with external hardware, printers, drawing tablets, or exotic Wi-Fi dongles. Feeling slightly locked in. You own the hardware, but you're definitely renting the ecosystem. The surprising middle ground. A lot of switchers now run both worlds. They daily drive macOS for work and battery life, then keep a powerful Linux desktop or gaming rig at home. Or they use UTM, VirtualBox, or Parallels to run Ubuntu or Fedora inside macOS when they need the real Linux environment. Final verdicts from the people who made the switch. About 70% say they have zero plans to go back full-time. The polish, battery, and stability won them over. About 20% use macOS as the main machine, but still dual boot or run Linux and VMs for specific tasks. Roughly 10% went back to Linux after a few months, usually power users who couldn't live without total control or specific workflows. So here's the honest summary in 2025. If you just want a laptop that works flawlessly every day, has insane battery life, and you do any kind of media work or iOS development, macOS on Apple Silicon is extremely hard to beat right now. If you live for ricing your desktop, running the absolute latest kernel, or refusing to spend $2,000 on a laptop, Linux is still your home. Most people who switched and stayed don't regret it. They missed some things, sure, but they gained a lot more in day-to-day joy. What about you? Are you a Linux user thinking about making the jump? Or a former Linux user now happily on macOS? Or someone who tried and ran back screaming? Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one. If this helped you decide, hit that like button, subscribe for more no BS tech takes, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.